Hi, I'm Alex Butler, host of our series, Investing in America. As companies look to scale up their ambitions, it's private equity that can help lead the charge. To discuss how private equity is helping his company grow and hire more employees is Jeff Hernandez, CEO of Blackrock Coffee. Jeff, it's so great to have you here with us.
Thank you. Yes, pleasure to be here.
Well, first, can you begin by telling our viewers a little about Blackrock Coffee? How many locations do you have, and in which states do you operate?
Yeah, for sure. We are a West Coast-based coffee company. We're currently in 5 Western states, as well as Colorado and Texas. We just opened our 74th and 75th stores, one in Houston and one in Denver last week, actually. As far as what we're about, our mission statement is fuel your story. And that's what our baristas are waking up every single day wanting to do, to fuel our customer story, not just with our drinks, our coffee and energy drinks, but just as much with a word of encouragement for our customers, just to push them along and make them feel that they can just conquer their day.
And I understand private equity firm, the Riverside Company, began private equity investment negotiations with Blackrock Coffee in 2019 and closed the deal in June of 2020. Why did you choose to partner with private equity?
Well, like any company, growing as quickly as we are, we're growing at 20 or 30%. We really have 2 main constraints on that growth. One is money in the bank to fund our development of opening new markets and new stores. And the second is our ability to raise up, new leaders in our company to go and man those new stores and make sure that our customers get a top-notch experience. And so we decided that we'd go out and try to solve, that first problem, see if we could find a partner that would, join alongside of us, believe in who we are, believe in our mission, and provide that financial fuel for growth. Leaving us then to just concentrate on that second problem of mentoring new young leaders, bringing them up in the company, making sure that they're as well equipped as possible to man those new stores. And so that's what really kind of started us along this path.
And private equity typically provides businesses with industry expertise to navigate tough markets and capital to expand and grow. How has the partnership with private equity made a difference so far?
Well, we started this company in our 20s. And we're still a family-owned and founder-run business, which is great. I wouldn't change that for the world. However, we don't have that wide-ranging experience that's sometimes needed for the decisions that we have to make at this scale. And so it's been incredibly helpful just to know that I've got, someone else in my corner who, I can call up Dave at the Riverside and the Riverside team anytime and know that they've got advice for me that's pertinent to me in that moment. And if they don't have it, they can connect me with an expert in the field, and I can get the answers that I need just to help chart the course going forward. So it's been incredibly helpful just to have that extra, experience at my beck and call.
Right, and I would imagine competing against national coffee chains like Starbucks and Dunkin' must be difficult for a smaller company like Blackrock. How has private equity helped the business scale up, hire more employees, and compete against much larger competition?
Well, yeah, we're a pretty scrappy company. We were formed in 2008. One of the things that we like to say about ourselves is that we will outwork anyone, but we'll have a lot more fun doing it. And I think that gives us an edge. We also focus not on, say, an entire area. When we're taking on, say, Houston, 9 million people, we don't need to take over the whole town. We look at, say, the 3-mile radius around each of our stores, and we, want to genuinely connect with, the people who live around there, the high school, the middle school around that area. And I think that gives us an edge in being able to just authentically connect with those communities. And, our private equity partner understood that about us. That's not a typical strategy, but they backed us up in that, and they saw the value of how we approach, being the underdog in almost every situation. And so it's been really helpful for them to just have that perspective and back us up.
And how has the COVID-19 pandemic affected Blackrock Coffee? How is private equity working with Blackrock to keep customers and employees safe?
Yeah, the COVID-19 pandemic has been a pretty rough season to go through for sure. Probably the worst thing to happen to the food service industry in 100 years. There's a lot of, restaurants and coffee shops that just won't even make it through this. And we were not immune to that at all. We had a really rough, spring. March and April were pretty rough months. We had to close our lobbies. We had to say goodbye to some really key people, special people. Since then, we've bounced back. I think by far the biggest thing that our private equity partner did for us was, they didn't abandon us. Like you said earlier, we started our negotiations in late 2019, and then along came COVID, and they stuck with us. They saw through the madness and the chaos of everything going on in the world, and they saw that connection that our customers have to our brand and to our baristas was almost unshakable. And so they followed through and they made that investment. Secondarily, I think also it's been so nice to have a partner that we can call on who had other partners that they could see what was going on in the world, how other companies were keeping their employees and their customers safe. And so they were a great sounding board that really gave us, probably some shortcuts in the long run of how to adapt to this massive change to our industry rather quickly. And so they've been incredibly helpful. I'm forever grateful for their investment and their help through this time.
Mm. Well, thank you so much, Jeff, for speaking with us. And I hope you'll all join us next time for our series, Investing in America.